Well, hello, my Planet Coaster peeps. I haven't done a video like this in quite some time. You know, part of it is just finding time to play the game and then be able to record all of these videos. But also, I'm working on two different parks at one time. I'm playing Planet Zoo at the same time. So it's just a little hard to keep up with all this when normal life comes into play as well. But today we're going to look at the Egypt section of Renee Feu's park, and I've basically broken Egypt into three areas just to make it a little bit more manageable from a build and sharing standpoint. So we're going to focus on the first part today, and we'll go a little bit more into that as we get further into the video. So starting out in Egypt, we have this bridge, and this bridge comes over from both the Africa section, the Central Africa section, and the Nepal island that we looked at most recently. So as you can see, there's access to this area by boats, there's access to this area by trains, and there's three sections like I mentioned. So the first section right here that I'm circling, this is what I call the Cairo section. It's a little bit more of the hustle bustle city type area. And as we move more towards the center of the Egypt area, this is what I call the desert area. It's a smaller central section, but it's just an area that's going to have more sand dunes and canyon like features in the ground. And then on the far left side over here, this is what I'm calling the oasis. It'll be a little bit more with palm trees and some water features, hopefully, if I could get them figured out. So as I mentioned, there's a couple modes of transportation to get into this land. You saw the train station right there, and over here is the boat dock. And there's many different pathways as well to get around this land. So let's take a look at, once you cross the bridge into this area, where you could go and what you could do. First of all, there's this kind of welcoming plaza area. It has a fountain feature on one side, and on the other side of the railroad tracks there is a mirror image or sister welcome plaza, and it has the same water fountain and similar decor. Now as we look at the different pathing options that we have, once you come to this welcome plaza, there's a path that goes off to the right. It enters into a small market area with a couple shops and stores, and there's also this quiet little shady walkway along the river where you could sit and cool off and watch the boats ride by. Moving back to this central plaza, there's this underground tunnel that goes beneath the train tracks to get to the plaza on the other side. And here again, you have many different options. You could go off to the right. This path leads down to the couple e-ticket rides that are on this side, as well as a flat ride. There's the train that goes along this side as well. If you go to the right, this is where you would find the entrance to the train station. You could go straight underneath the roller coaster back to this market area, like a little village in the back of the Egypt section. And then there's another path that goes under the roller coaster in the back that connects to the path on the other side. So there's many different ways to get around this land. Now going back from the plaza to the right, that's where you kind of go through the main street of Cairo, not built up as much as I did in Kathmandu, but down this path you have a marketplace, you have the boat launch, and a couple places to shop and eat and restrooms and so on. Let's zoom in a little bit and take a closer look at what it looks like to walk through this area of the park. So again, starting from the Welcome Plaza area, if you go to the right, this is the central street of what I'm calling the Cairo District. Again, like I mentioned before, nowhere near as detailed as I did in Kathmandu, but I wanted this to be a little bit more less chaotic feeling, more structured, more like architecturally, I guess, in sync with each other. So I just didn't feel like putting all the signs and cables in this area like I've done in the other parts of the park. So that was the boat. Here's the boat launch. Sorry, zooming around a little bit too fast there. And as you go past the boat launch, here is that little market area where I have like, it's almost like a back alley type of feel where you could just walk through, get away from the hustle and bustle of the crowd on the main paths, and also find something to eat or shop in some little shops that are hidden back in the corner. Here is the train station. It's an open air train station, meaning no roof. I just felt, the bright sun of Egypt, I know shade would have been nice. I just kind of like the open feel of this station. I did copy the station from the workshop and edited it extensively to get it to fit where I wanted it in this part of the park. But you can see there's some staircases to get in and out of the station, and that's all on the back side of it over here. There's also this underground pathway to get from the main path over to the train station so that you don't have to go all the way around under the tunnel and through the plazas. It's kind of a shortcut if you want to get right to the train. Going back over to the left, this is the path that heads over to the 2 e-ticket rides. And there's the train chugging along by the path. The first is the major roller coaster in this part of the land. It's called the Tail of the Black Scorpion. Tail-like story, but it gets crossed out and overwritten with tail like tail of the scorpion. And the reason I did that is I designed this coaster with a lot of large swooping banked curves, kind of like the large swooping banked shape of a scorpion tail. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of banked curves in this coaster, all meant to represent the tail of a black scorpion. Further down the path here, we have an indoor track ride called Curse of the Mummy. As you can see, the queue line is all the way outside the building, so this ride is very popular right now. I won't go into a lot of detail in this video on this ride. We'll have separate videos covering this ride specifically. There's a flat ride back here, the twirly, I don't know what it is, carpet, I guess, Arabian carpet. And then over here is the marketplace. Again, a lot of darker, closed-in alley type feeling. There's a path in the back that will eventually connect over to the desert part of this land, but we'll cover that more once it's finished out later on. Back over here, I mentioned earlier, there's paths that go underneath the roller coasters, and I tried to make them, with safety features like screens above so nothing falls off the roller coasters on the people. And I'll have more photos, detailing this area in more specifically later on. So just wanted to give you that overview, but that's pretty much it for this land. So check out the photos I'll be posting, and everybody have a great day. Bye.